All right, welcome back. Today's video, I'm going to be discussing something that's very important. I let my hair down to get your attention, to make sure that you're going to pay attention to this, because this is very, very vitally important. If you actually want to take control of your life and you want to have freedom in your life, you need to understand this one thing about our brain. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt Petruso. I've done over $10 million in sales. I own an insurance agency. I also own a real estate investment company, and I knew nothing about either one of those businesses when I started them, but it's been a journey, and I'm here to make these videos, not to sell you anything, but just to kind of give you some of the insights that I learned along that journey of creating financial freedom, creating control in my own life, and basically trying to be able to share some of that knowledge to help you avoid some of the pitfalls that I had to learn the hard way. So today I'm going to be talking about specifically our brain and how to use it so you can actually get what you want, get freedom, get control, get great relationships in your life. If you know this one little hack that's very, very vitally important that most people don't understand, it will change your life completely. So I want to kind of break it down a little bit first with a story about how it happened in my own life and I didn't know how to use it and it caused some chaos. So pretty much growing up, I was kind of a goofy kid. I had a pretty rough upbringing with my parents kind of going through some crazy stuff. So I didn't really try too hard in school, but then kind of a compounding effect was when I started getting grades and my teacher started, basically saying like, well, Matt's not that good of a learner, right? He doesn't learn well, or he doesn't, know how to, he's not that smart, right? Simply put. And that became my identity. It became this mask that I wore. So subconsciously and, even consciously, I just started to look for evidence to confirm that identity. I would not do work. I would not show up for class. I would not take class seriously because my identity was attached to, well, I'm not really a good learner, I'm kind of a goofball, I don't really try hard, right? That became this identity that I had to kind of continuously follow in my own brain, because the most important piece of this psychological bias is what's known as the commitment and consistency bias. And if you don't know what that is or don't know how biases work, but basically any type of preconceived notion about a stereotype or anything like that, they're kind of just like shortcuts, right? Our brain wants to find evidence to justify what we already believe, right? And that's what the commitment and consistency bias is. And how you'll be able to use this is not only for yourself to get what you want, but if you understand that's how other people also have the same brain, right? Everybody has the same brain, then you'll be able to use the commitment and consistency bias to get people what they actually need that aren't actually doing it. And that's what I'm trying to do today. So I'm going to use it literally right now on you, because if you're watching this video, you are already a person that wants to be better, right? You're already a person that wants to grow. You're already a person that wants freedom in their life. So you're going to do the things that most people won't do because you're already watching this video. And the reason why I'm saying that, it is true, it's 100% true. If you are watching this video, you are that type of person. However, the subconscious brain, because you are a person that believes that about yourself, then you're going to do things that most people won't do because you have to keep the evidence in your brain that I am that type of person. I am that type of person that will do the things that are necessary to keep that identity of myself. So identities can be a very bad thing in a lot of ways, because they can hold you back from actually believing that you're going to be successful, because whatever the identity was that you held in your past, or somebody designated an identity to you, but you have the opportunity to change your identity at any point. And then, for instance, I changed my identity to not be, oh, I'm a bad learner, to, no, I just don't like being told what to do. I'm actually a very good learner about things that I care about and the things that I want to learn. But if somebody tells me what to do, I don't really resonate with that. So I just changed the identity to, I'm a fantastic learner and I will be continuously learning throughout my entire life, but I want to do it with the things that I want to do, right? So if I can attach that identity, then I'll continuously learn. Like I have these books. I never read a book in my entire high school career, I don't think, right? But now I'm a vivacious learner, right? Like I want to learn everything if it's going to make my life better, right? But I didn't see that attachment before. So how can you do this? How can you actually change your identity and start doing things that will be in alignment for what you want, right? Like most people want freedom, right? Most people want control, but they're not taking the actions, right? They're not doing the things that are necessary to get them to that type of life. What you need to do is attach yourself to a new identity, and how you do that is by little shifts in your actions. And this is what's called creating evidence to commit to that new identity, and then keep creating little evidence and little wins to now confirm that new identity. And it is difficult. It's not easy, but it's simple, right? If you do these little things, right? Like for instance, with money, right? I know that I'll always be well with money because that's my identity. My identity is I'm a person that understands money. I'm a person that is consistently educating himself on money and what value is and how to provide value and how to have money to use it to fuel my life. So I have that identity, so I never will go without money because that's my identity. But if your identity is, hey, I'm a person that spends money, right? I don't really manage money well. That evidence will show up in your life subconsciously, because if you believe that you're not good with money, you're going to spend it to keep the consistency with your own brain. So if you think that you're not good with money, you will continuously spend it to keep consistent with that identity that you already hold. So how do you change that? Well, you change it by little tweaks, right? So some people, if they already have a lot of discipline in their life, they can make a drastic shift in their identity very quickly. Usually a drastic shift usually comes from some type of like tragic event. So like imagine your brain is like a snow globe with grooves that kind of get implanted into the hill, right? So if you have a hill that you're skiing down, right, the more times you go down that groove, well, the groove flattens out and it becomes easier to go down. But when a tragedy happens, it's like throwing that hill in a snow globe and you shake it up. So that's when an opportunity comes where you can change your identity drastically, very drastically, without having to do these minor shifts. But if there's no tragedy in your life and you don't want to have to go through a tragedy, then the way that you do it the other way is by little changes in your habits, right? So if it's money, for instance, well, become a person that every time that you change from I'm just spending it frivolously because I'm a person that's bad with money to, hey, I saved $20 today and that was so much different than who I was. This is now going to be evidence to the new identity that you're creating that keeps the consistency of being that type of person who manages their money well, understands money, and this can be done in any area of your life. Same with fitness, for instance. I have an identity that I am quick, agile, fit, and lean, right? Like that's my identity. So I will do things that will align with that identity to keep my brain consistent. So like our brains will constantly try and make things easier for us to remember and to ease the burden of the work that your brain has to do. So if it stays consistent with the identity that you wish to choose, then it's very simple to do the things that a lot of people say that I'm very disciplined or I'm very, I'm hardworking and all this other stuff. But I don't believe I am. Like, I think I'm just doing what's natural to me because I'm keeping the consistency in my own brain of I go to the gym for a couple hours because I like being lean, right? Like, I like having that type of body. Well, it's because I am trying to consistently, right, in my own brain, make the evidence overwhelming, right? So the reason why I say that is because if you have a consistency bias in your brain, the more insecure you are about something, the more evidence you have to show to prove that you are that type of person. So depending upon where you're at in your life, if there's a deep insecurity about a certain thing, you do have to do a lot of little changes in your life to create the consistency of that is the type of person that you are. You are the type of person that works hard. You are the type of person that counts their macros. You are the type of person that, works out every day. You are the type of person that does those type of things. So your consistency bias in your brain no longer makes it difficult to do. It just is who you are. And if you don't do it, it actually becomes more difficult. So like it would actually be more painful for me to not go to the gym, right? Some people say it's painful to go to the gym. It would be like, if I don't go to the gym for 2 or 3 days, I feel like shit. So it's because I'm now outside of the consistency that I have in my own brain. So this is just one of the most important things that you can hack in your own mind, that people have these consistency biases and you have it as well. And you can hack it to make sure that you are getting the desired results, because you are able to show evidence to your brain to keep consistent with the outcomes that you desire by doing small incremental changes to make your life better. Hopefully this was helpful. I know there's a lot of information, but just understand like the psychology that you have can be changed and altered at any point, and you have complete control over it. So take control of it. I hope this was helpful. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, follow me on Instagram, MOVMATT, and I will be back. If there's something that you want to learn more about the brain, leave a comment below. Peace.